Girl, you've got questions. Questions about your body and how to feel good in it, about your hormones and how to keep them in check. Questions about your sex life and your whole health. Can you imagine having a best girlfriend who was also a triple board certified OBGYN? A girlfriend doctor you could call and ask or tell her anything. Someone who could show you how to live any stage of life, before, during, or after menopause, in a big, bold, and beautiful way. Well, friends, I'm your girlfriend doctor. I believe you are meant to flourish and shine, to embrace life and awaken to all its possibilities. Let's get there together. Welcome to our show. Let me tell you who I have on my couch virtually today to have some in-depth, honest girlfriend conversation. I have the amazing, award-winning TV host, award-winning producer, best-selling author, healthy lifestyle expert, and wife of rocker Ted Nugent. I have Shemane Nugent on the couch in the house. Hey, Shemane, how are you?
Yay! I am great. It's so good to see you, although I wish I was there in person, sitting on that couch next to you.
I would love it. Well, we'll definitely get together in person. And I want to thank you for being on the show and talk a little bit about what's brought you to this point and how you're living this amazing, radiant life. Again, not without obstacles, right? You've had some really tough obstacles.
Yeah, and I think that's what really brought me to this point in my life is that I have overcome some devastating obstacles like getting sick and almost dying from toxic mold exposure in my home that was once featured on MTV Cribs. And I think once you have a life-threatening illness and you're lucky enough to get it back, there's no stopping you. And I feel like now my mission in life, my mission from God, is to share my passion for healthy living with others.
Oh, for sure. And you have this book, which I love, 4 Minutes to Happy, and really breaking down like what is the most important aspects. How do we get 4 minutes to happy? Because now we're entering 2021, right? And we're like, okay, new year, things should be changing. Well, our external environment isn't changing. We only have control over our internal environment to create this change.
These are obviously crazy times that we're living in. There's a lot of anxiety and expectations that we can't control. So what is most important, I believe, is, I've been a group fitness instructor for 40 years, and I've helped people get in shape, and I still want to continue to do that. But we have to also focus on the mind and the spirit, because you could look great in a bikini, but if you're not happy on the inside, you're not truly healthy. It is a full body, mind, body, spirit experiment. And the reason I say experiment is because it's different for everybody. We each have a different set of circumstances with which to deal. We've got a different set of genetics and different environment. And all of those things come into the whole makeup of who we are. And what's at play here is, our mental capacity. Depression's on the rise. Suicides are on the rise. A lot of people are losing their jobs, and it's scary. So the one thing that we have to take care of is our body, mind, and spirit.
That is so true. And it says a couple things in the Bible that really always resonate with me, that our body is the temple of our spirit. But if we go back to the Greek word for temple, it's really the body is the cathedral of our spirit, this amazing masterpiece that we are blessed to be in at this, like we have a spiritual journey and a physical journey in this world, but our body is this source for us to experience life, and ultimately, experience happiness and joy on a daily basis, right? And so we have to continually, like any cathedral, continuous renovations and restoration projects.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing experiment. And from some of the things that we've talked about before that, I've struggled with my weight, my health in the past. So it's actually continually every single day to be not just a struggle, but a challenge. And I invite everyone to really take a close look at their lives and find out what's working and what isn't working. And every day we have an opportunity, like baking, to add a little bit into the mix and figure out what's going to work for us. It might be something different. We might have a different set of circumstances, especially if we're parents and you have young children to take care of. That's different than when you're my age and the kids have left and it's all focusing on you. The struggle that I deal with and have in the past few years since my son has left the home is, okay, now what do I do? You know, you've had so much time and energy spent on other people and taking care of children and putting the needs of everyone else before yourself. And now when it's time for you, I've talked to other women too that get into this situation and they go, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. And so I'm grateful that I have been teaching group fitness for so long, and Zumba came into my life at just the right time. But I would invite everybody to, in the Bible, in Matthew 5:15, it talks about, you know, nobody puts a lamp under a basket. You put a lamp on the pedestal for everyone to see. And for a lot of women, that's kind of difficult. At least a lot of women I know, and myself included, we tend to put the needs of everyone else before ourselves and then wonder, how come nobody's asking about me? Well, girlfriend, it's time for you. It's time for you to be that light. I believe that God wants us all to be happy and healthy.
So true. Girlfriend, I'm going to quote you. Girlfriend, it is time for you. It is time for you to be that light. And that is so true. So we want to get into your book, 4 Minutes to Happy, and some key steps that we can take on a daily basis for us to get there as we're continuing this journey and creating our internal peace, our internal health, cultivating our internal wisdom through truth and the practices and disciplines to help us get there. So another really important emphasis is, like, no matter what's happening in the external world, what's going on in the external world, the peace, the internal peace, so that we can experience that peace that surpasses all understanding, as it says in the Bible as well. And that is really fascinating for me because I've traveled around the world and I've lived and worked in some war-torn areas and experienced joy when like how are you even experiencing this joy, that internal happiness that comes from within, despite the external circumstances that we are living in. And we are so blessed. We are so blessed in so many ways. And I thought about this morning as I was like meditating and preparing for our time together, is just how grateful I am to be here, to be in this place and this time, to be with amazing people like yourself, and to have the gifts that I've been given, that each and every one of us has been given. And I feel that responsibility to cultivate those gifts and to continue to create and recreate health and happiness. I had the toxic mold exposure recently as well in the first condo I moved into here in Dallas, and that shot my thyroid to pieces. It really affected me and created so much fatigue and struggle and waking, and really impacted my metabolism and my thyroid. That detoxification from an insult like that, of course it can be multi-levels, but detoxifying from an insult like that is step by step. And it's these little practices that you teach that we can take on a daily basis to really cultivate the most important, powerful hormone in our body, that hormone oxytocin, the hormone of love, bonding, and connection. And we will be right back in a second to talk about your book and these steps. In just 1 second, everyone. We will be right back. Deborah thought she'd never be able to enjoy sex again until she tried Julva, my all-natural anti-aging cream for your delicate feminine parts. She had tried all sorts of herbs and oils and even estrogen, but nothing worked as well as Julva to rejuvenate her feminine bits and bring fireworks back into the bedroom. Well, find Julva at dranna.com and use the code SHOW10 to get 10% off your first order. Welcome back, everyone. We are cultivating happy in 2021. And with me today, my guest, Shemane Nugent. Welcome back, Shemane.
Thanks so much for having me.
Well, let's talk about this 4 minutes to happy. So, where do we get started? How do we start?
Well, the reason it's 4 minutes to happy is because so many of us are overwhelmed and we feel like life is overwhelming, especially now. So thinking about starting a new exercise program or diet can be daunting. I mean, who has an hour to work out every day? So the reason I made it 4 minutes is, well, 4 minutes isn't so daunting. And if you set a timer on your phone for 4 minutes a day to do sit-ups or push-ups or jumping jacks or dance or swim or run or whatever it is, walk the dog, a lot of times those 4 minutes will turn into 10 or 20 or 30. And that is a great place to start. And also in the book, I talk about other things that you can do. It's not just about getting your body in shape. It's about getting your mind and spirit in shape as well. Just the other day, I was blessed to have a house full of people, 3 grandkids and 4 dogs. And it was a little overwhelming. It was awesome, amazing. I was so grateful to spend that quality time with my grandkids. But I also had to take time for myself and not feel that that was selfish. Because if you don't fill up your cup, girlfriend, you're going to give it away to somebody else. And, you talked about, Anna, traveling around the world. And I've been to Africa several times. In fact, my son Rocco was named after Dr. Rocco Joya, who owns a 50,000-acre tomato ranch in Hoedspruit, South Africa. And when we first started going there, I would see the workers with the same clothes on every day and oftentimes no shoes. And I said to Dr. Rocco Joya, do the workers look at us with our fancy clothes and jewelry and our cameras, and are they jealous of us? And he said, no, they feel sorry for you because you need so many things.
Wow.
And I think now, because of the quarantine and the pandemic and everything that's going on in the world these days, we are returning to that kinder, gentler, simpler life. And I think that's a good thing.
I think like simplicity, minimalism, what really matters to me, right? The relationships really matter to me. The healthy relationships with my children, that we are healthy and strong. And, again, the things we do on a daily basis to fortify our immune system. And for example, the physical fitness part, really an essential piece. I like the idea of 4 minutes of dancing or dancing to your favorite song and just rocking out, flash dancing for anyone that remembers that movie, right?
Oh, yes,
that's
my favorite. I saw it probably 20 times.
Did you? It is. It's so good. It is a good feel-good movie too, and just great music. And so being able to really ignite that energy, it takes energy to make energy. And so like starting with these practices and working them into your life in just these bite-sized amounts, right? Just these bite-sized pieces that can make a difference, that we can value. So we're going to do 4 minutes of flash dance every day. Okay, everyone listening, I want your notes. Be sure to text in here below and chat back with us and let us know that you are into this 4 minutes of happiness. You're going to do 4 minutes of flash dance, or you're really starting there, right? Starting there makes it easy and undaunting, as you said, Shemane. What's our next step?
Well, I wanted to talk about something that you brought up about mold, and you had been exposed to mold. At this point, I think everybody has had a mold experience, and I get so many questions. I just wanted to touch on it for a second if I could. The mold mycotoxin is very similar to the Lyme spirochete, and it can lay dormant within your organs in your body. And when exacerbated by either an emotional or physical trauma or stress, and who's to say what emotional stress is? It could be serious PTSD or something that you're just creating anxiety within yourself about. We all have to learn how to deal with that emotional stress so that we don't get exacerbated and overwhelmed. We've got to meditate, as you say you did this morning, and I think that's really important. Set your timer for meditating for just 4 minutes. You might even like it.
Well, it's interesting what you said. The Lyme spirochete is like the mold mycotoxin, that it stays dormant. And actually, in working up this, what I've been personally experiencing, I also showed positive for Borrelia for Lyme. And so who knows when I ever had a tick bite, but I'm out with horses all the time and we're outside and camping and doing things like that. But just the combination has really been part of this whole transformative journey. I'm looking at it as an opportunity to understand more and to find more ways to hack our physiology, our physical health, our well-being, our immune system, and to boost that up. What is your experience with that too?
Oh boy, I could talk all day about mold. Unfortunately, I'm actually producing a documentary about it right now. But the problem is, it took me about a year. I was diagnosed with having pre-emphysema, and I had 4 different types of mold in my bloodstream. So I didn't want to go to the traditional hospital where they would give me medication to cover the problem. I literally had to detoxify my body with what we call functional medicine now, or alternative remedies, which would be infrared sauna, vitamin IV, and oxygen. And it took me a little bit longer to recover, about a year. And I have now, that's been 18 years ago, I have good weeks and days and months and even years. And then I have experiences where it feels like I'm doing dog paddle and I can barely keep my head above water. So again, what we talked about in the beginning is that we're all just trying to do the best that we can with our health and our mindset. And I encourage everyone who's watching, all of your amazing audience, to get your book, to pick up your book, because you have some golden nuggets in there that will help people and experience the life that they were meant to live and the life that God wants them to live.
Yes, absolutely. So we are right now in the Girlfriend Doctor Club doing my Keto Green 16 plan from my recent book, and just really focusing on this lifestyle, the Keto Green lifestyle, eliminating sugar. And that's really important. The U.S. Department of Agriculture and Department of Health and Human Services just now released new guidelines, and they addressed children and infancy, so toddlers and infants, for the first time ever, and saying we need to eliminate sugar. Well, there are some, like Nestle, for instance, there are some people like, whoa, that's not, do we really need to do that? We need to eliminate sugar, and it's really at all ages because of the epidemic in chronic diseases. Forget acute illness, but chronic diseases and childhood obesity and autoimmune issues that are coming up. So I was really happy to see that, and just really want to emphasize the Keto Green lifestyle in that. All right, Shemane, so we're going to do 4 minutes of exercise, aerobic exercise, and in our Girlfriend Doctor Club, you have to check a movement box. And so we've had people writing in like, I can't go to bed without checking this box, so I went for a walk and did this or did that. And it's really that important, accountability, making that checklist and just knowing, okay, these are a few things that we need to do. So the second, I agree, meditation. And we can do that. I like to pray and meditate in the morning, first thing, to set my physiology off with an attitude of gratitude. And so I'm better prepared for anything that comes my way. And it can be crazy. This morning was a bit crazy. But that practice really helps ground me, and meditation can be done while you're waiting in the grocery line. It can be done. You don't have to be, I don't know about you, but that's a practice that I've really cultivated to, I don't want to say interrupt my day, but to nourish my day.
To hack your day.
Yeah.
In my book, I also talk about dealing with energy and emotional vampires, and we all have them. There are people in our lives that just kind of push our buttons. And if you can say, well, I'm just going to eliminate that relationship and never have to deal with that type of a person again, they'll keep showing up in different forms until you figure out how to deal with them. And that's really important too, for us to become confident, and to learn how to navigate those uncharted waters. And I think God places those people in our lives for a reason.
How do we navigate that? What do you do? I want to know.
There's a couple of things. I write about this in my book, that you can imagine that you are enveloped by a bubble, and that nothing can get to you. And just for those few minutes, if you've ever been riding in a car or on a plane with somebody that's just kind of annoying,
Or toxic,
there are a lot of little things you could do, like put on your headphones and go into your own world, but you've got to fill your cup. You've got to do the thing that makes your heart sing, and you'll be happier and healthier. And that's why I say 4 minutes. Everybody's got 4 minutes a day to do that thing. I believe our gift, our purpose in life is to find our gift and then to give it away and share it with others. And we will be happier and better able to deal with those energy and emotional vampires if we fill up our cup first.
I agree completely. And so, because you are amazing and you are a living example of overcoming some amazing hardships, right? Physical challenges, and just blossoming, shining, right? Through our 50s or over 50, and how important these practices are. Will you share with us your morning and evening rituals, your practices that really ground you, start your day and ground you in your evening?
I write first. First thing in the morning, I love to write. Well, I get my coffee. I take my dogs out, do all that stuff. That's the normal routine. And then I write. And right now, I'm writing a novel, and it's something that I always wanted to do actually for 30 years. And I kept hijacking myself. I kept hacking myself and putting other things before what I really wanted to do. So I take care of myself first. And of course, there's things that come up, like this amazing show opportunity with you, to talk with you. And I put things, I manage it, but I try to write and exercise every single day. I'm drinking a lot more water these days, and I follow the Keto Green 16 protocol that you have outlined in your book.
Oh man, you're amazing. And then how do you end your evening ritual, your bedtime ritual?
My bedtime ritual is a bath with lavender essential oil and Epsom salt and hot chamomile tea with honey and lemon. And I watch Heartland.
We were talking about that earlier, just loving horses and All My Girls. That is by far our favorite show.
I think it's really important with everything going on in the world today. It's easy to get caught up in that overwhelming sense of losing control, whether it's politics or legal situations. You have to fill your cup up and kind of have mindless activities like watching a PG-13 movie that's pretty harmless about animals, and it can bring a smile to your face. So think about those, ending your day with something positive like that.
Yeah, no, I love that idea, and things that will make us laugh and kind of give us ease and peace, and those, again, cultivating to really healthy friendships and relationships with your girlfriends, with your extending our community. We say, okay, we have some physical distancing that has to be in place, but we have to keep social connection. So I want to end this, and that social connection, that exercise, the gratitude, the meditation, focusing on what it is that makes us happy. I really think this is the theme for 2021, is touching base with what makes us happy, and start to cultivate those things and those relationships with people who make us happy as well. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel here and get those notifications, and comment below. Let me know your thoughts, what you loved, and what your action step is.